The Fort Wayne Komets have had the attention of Fort Wayne natives for 70 years and have been one of the ECHL's top attendance getters for many years. But why? What has enthralled the hockey fans to come and support the Komets for over half a century? Well, I spoke with former Fort Wayne natives to figure this out. But first, a little history about the Komets to give context to this strange hockey club.
So a little history of the Fort Wayne Komets from my perspective is Fort Wayne is a very rural area. They don't have a whole lot of extra things to do in the Fort Wayne area. They've had different teams come and go, but the Komets have been around for a long time. They were founded in 1952, so they've been around 70 years. In the history of professional hockey, there are only 7 other teams that have been around longer, and that is the original 6 of the NHL, which is, Boston, Chicago, Montreal, New York Rangers, Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Detroit Red Wings, and then the Hershey Bears of the AHL. So they've been around for a while. They are highly regarded for their fans. It's probably one of the reasons that the arena is known as the Jungle. And yes, they play Guns N' Roses every night, the Jungle every night.
To give you a bit of perspective on why hockey players fight in the first place, we asked Sarah Manning if fighting still belongs in hockey today.
I absolutely think that fighting should be a part of hockey. And you have to understand the culture of hockey, because when fights happen, it's typically because somebody on the other team is doing something dirty, or they're getting away with something that the refs are not calling or can't call, or whatever. Maybe there's some tripping that they didn't see. Maybe there's somebody doing something that's not safe, but it's technically not something they can call. I mean, you've got big guys on skates. You can't be hurting people.
We asked Eric Manning what some of his favorite memories going to Komets games were.
So 1994 All-Star Game in Fort Wayne. My friends and I went, and they had the skills competition the night before the game. We didn't go to the actual game. We went to the skills competition. Being poor college students, it was less expensive than the actual game. So for that game, they'd have the hardest shot. So the slap shot that players would fire into the net, and they would measure it in miles per hour. So they had all the players go, and they declared a winner. Well, Fort Wayne, being the host city, they brought 2 of their players that weren't necessarily part of the All-Star team, but were still hard shooters to go against the winner of the All-Star hardest shot contest. One of those gentlemen was a player by the name of Steve Fletcher. Steve Fletcher got up, and they allowed them 2 or 3 different shots. He got up on his second shot, I believe, and when he hit it, it went up and it hit the crossbar. It broke in half. I saw the referee go over and pick it up, and he had to pick up 2 pieces. I was right behind the net. He had to pick up the 2 pieces, and he just stared at it because he couldn't believe that it was broken. The weirdest thing I have ever done. Okay, so same 94 All-Star Game. My friends and I, and yes, being college kids, we weren't necessarily the most responsible people there. So you had all of the mascots from the different teams come in, and minor league mascots can be really good, really cheesy, take your pick. So the San Diego Gulls, which is a bird, had a bird mascot, and then you had the Salt Lake Golden Eagles. Salt Lake Golden Eagles had a mascot by the name of Icy D. Eagle. During the course of this, the Gulls mascot and Icy came together, and they started, as mascots will do, you'll see it at Purdue, you'll see it at other, they started play fighting. Okay, fine. So my friends and I are sitting there, and a gentleman by the name of Axel, who I was friends with, who was sitting right next to me, he decides to stand up. He looks over at the 2 birds. He decided to stand up and yell, "Bird fight!" Except he didn't say bird. He used a different term. After he yelled this, all you saw was Icy whip his body around to where we yelled it. And you know how the mascot heads, you just have the eyes, but it still was a stare to us. And all of us just, oh no, he actually climbed over the barricade for the upper level and started chasing us down the arena.
The Comets are a mystery. They captured the imagination of a small city in a flyover state where basketball is considered king. This was no accident. The working class people of Fort Wayne saw a piece of themselves in these scrappy, underpaid, concussion-riddled misfit band of hockey players. It is something that has lasted so long that it quite possibly will never go away. I encourage you to learn a bit about hockey, watch a game, and maybe you too will find some beauty in this chaotic but coordinated show on ice.